Okay, we haven't shown you all of it obviously because it might be a little bit dull, but Ian's had a good hour or so now with Marc casting, different techniques. He's obviously improved him, but at this point I don't know what the result is. So Ian, has there been an improvement?
Yeah, there's been a massive improvement, to be fair, from this morning. If you remember our first little involvement, he was on 60 turns, wasn't it, the handle, which we worked out to be whatever it was, 80 odd yards. The last cast, I think he was on, I know he was well over 80 turns.
Wow.
You know, so if we say 83, 84, I can't remember exactly what it was, Mark, but you know, we're on 23 or 24 more turns in like an hour and a half of just going through. Massive improvement.
And as we said earlier on, you can't do this just like that, can you?
No,
so the more time that Marc's now got to practice his new technique and whatnot. So I think it's been really interesting because we've started off balancing the tackle up, you know, and we've been at pains to kind of remind people that this isn't about casting 150 yards.
No.
It's about improving what you've already got,
Yeah.
you know, within that range. He's obviously got some decent setup there, which he's getting used to. It wasn't too different to what he'd got already, was it?
No, the main difference that we've done is just scaling down the line.
The line.
Diameter. It was on 15 pound with lead core, now it's on 10 pound with a 20 pound fluoro leader to take the shock out of the cast.
Sure.
I'm sure it's even the same size lead.
Right.
So it just shows you how heavy monofilament in the air.
Yeah, it can make that much difference.
It doesn't make it.
And his lead core leader, that's a big thing, isn't it?
As I said earlier, by nature, it's one of the heaviest products we use. So you don't need it.
Brilliant. So moving on then to the technique, I've not kept up with the distances, but just looking at what you've been doing, there's been a real improvement in his actual technique, hasn't there?
Yeah, well, you know, he's got it all right now. He's got the whole thing now is a smooth transition. So it's straight arms, push me, pull me. Yeah,
but that transference of the weight was the thing that really kind of took him to that next level, wasn't it?
Using your body weight to cast and then keeping the rod there. You know, as I said earlier, if you drop it or if you keep it too high, it's all that.
And he looks pleased. You know, last few casts he's been making.
He's over 20 odd turns more now within the last couple of hours.
Brilliant.
So, you know, when he ventures out onto a bigger lake like this.
Well, he's going to have the technique, but also the confidence to do it, isn't he? And if the fish do start to move out that little bit, he's not going to be left wondering, oh, I wish I would, you know, I might have caught more if only I'd have been able to get it another 25 yards.
We've all done this in our lives, haven't we?
Of course.
We just can't, no matter how good we are or not, there's always going to be, you know, a story to tell of where they were 20 yards too far.
That's it, yeah, they were just out of reach.
20 yards is as good as a mile, Mark.
Yeah.
You know that with these fish,
So, having seen the obvious improvements there with Marc and his casting, I know that you're quite keen to just finish off with a couple of little details, which he's improved his casting, but from a fishing point of view, you know, what are you going to do with Marc now?
So what I'm going to do now is we've got him chucking the lead well over the 100-yard mark, but he needs to chuck the lead over the 100-yard mark with a rig.
Sure.
It's all right fishing at these ranges. There's a lot of rigs that will just wrap up, or a lot of ways you present a rig that will wrap up, and you're fishing out there ineffectively, again, useless. So now the last thing I'm going to do with Marc is show him a nice little rig I use, tiny little bait, little bag that will not tangle. As long as you feather, which I'll also show him on entry, he's fishing effectively over 110 yards. The day's been a major success, isn't it?
Well, you know, we've all done it. We've had rigs out there for, you know, I don't fish particularly long sessions, but say a couple of days. You wind that in and it's even remotely tangled. The question, you know, begs, did it happen when I cast it out? Well, has it been like that since I got here? In which case, I've just been camping.
Just get it out of your head then, don't you?
Exactly.
You know, if we do, the amount of casts you and I do, in all fairness, in our work, you end up with a nice little setup that 99.999% you're sure it's out there fishing effectively. It's going to, if a fish touches it, you're going to get a bite, not tangled.
And it comes back to that magic word again, confidence, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does, mate, But I'll go and have a little chat with him, show him the rig, and then really, he's done, hasn't he? We've helped him.
Brilliant.
Right, mate.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think of today so far, then.
It's been great. Yeah, I've put a few extra yards on my casting.
Yeah.
Got to help, hasn't it? You know.
Yeah. So we've achieved what we set out, really.
Yeah.
With just a bare lead. So now the confidence you're going to take onto a big water. And if we haven't done this so you can do it all the time, you know, when the need arises.
When the need arises, yes.
Yeah.
You know, getting that extra few yards could make a difference between having a bite and not, couldn't it?
Well, it will do, won't it?
So,
if the fish are at that 110 yards and you're still fishing at your 60, 70,
yeah.
So, you know, it's the other side of the road, isn't it, to be fair?
Of course it is. So, it's nowhere near, is it?
But I've got to do this little bit before we go. It's all right getting it out there with a lead.
Yep.
We need to have this attached to that lead to enable you to catch a fish. The thing again with long range fishing, you know, I've done a lot of this. This is the bit you have to address because they tangle.
Yep.
If the rigs, if the bag's too big, it slows your cast down. You know, just the bare lead obviously cuts through the air better. The best presentation I've found, other than a nylon rig, which doesn't lean itself to these little pop-ups, is anything sort of peeled back. Oh, now, any sort of peeled back hook link, we've lost that one. Long shank hook, you know, nice little presentation there. Keep it all as small as possible and short. Little tiny PVA bag, then that's no bigger than about an 18mm boilie or 20mm boilie.
And also with the bag on, I suppose it stops it from tangling.
That's it. But again, you know, all these little percentages, like, you know, the rod, the clutch, the stance, the bag and all that, it's no good if one of them percentages is missing out. So keep your eye on the bomb as it's airborne, as it's just going to hit the surface. Just stop it.
Stop the line.
This
feel it down.
Throws the rig out,
yep,
which stops it tangling, okay? It also pulls that great big bow out of the line and you can feel it go clump down at the bottom.
Yep.
Okay, now I'm sure you do that on small waters, but never will it be more important than on a great big venue like this, yeah. Because you've got, you know, you've got 100 yards of line out there, great big bow in it, which is another 10 yards of line. Your indication's going to suffer.
Yep.
You won't know what you're laying on, and that, if you don't check it on as it enters the water, can wrap round. So all three of them bits,
which makes it totally ineffective.
Then you might as well not be out there, isn't you? So, well, there you go. Well, what we've done today, Mark, I hope you take away.
I will, yes.
And catch a lot more fish because of it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Have a good day. Cheers.
There you go, mate. Your long cast out there.
It's finally paid off, yeah.
Got a bite straight away. And we've got one here and all. We need your fish to get him in a little bit faster, Mark.
Righto.
Because there is a boy out there, mate, and if he turns right, you're all right. I think you're this side of him anyway.
I'm not far off now.
There you go, an extra 10 yards, mate.
Makes all the difference, doesn't it?
Well, that's today.
Yeah.
That's for sure, mate. That's today. And not just one.
Two at once.
How's that then? These rods, although fished at the same range, were probably 60 yards apart.
Yes.
And they go off at the same time.
Within 30 seconds of each other away.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yep.
But it is just so what carp fishing's all about, isn't it?
Well, it is.
Oh, you're well inside that danger zone now, mate.
I'm 30 yards out maximum now.
There you go. One.
Have you got him?
Yeah, we've got this one.
That's one in the net then.
Now what we also done with that is we've persevered with these rods all day with little toot ears and pineapples and all that. What I've done is, in all fairness, a fella up the bank there catching them on the methods, Mark. So I've changed these to two little liver baits and a real smelly sort of ground bait mixed in the bag. And these ain't been out there more than 10 minutes, mate. Can you bring them around? This might not have a rod leaning across the water there, Mark. God bless, mate. They look like they're both low doubles, but they're both carp, and that's what we've come for.
Carp, that's what we want.
That's what we've come for, mate. Typical Drayton fish, that sort of half linear, aren't they?
Nice scale pattern, aren't they?
Yeah, they're lovely, mate. Just say they're carp. Oh, and the bomb's dropped off on that longer rod. So.
Come on, get your head up, you. Come on.
There we go, 1-1.
Sorted. Put it there, son.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Successful day. Awesome. There you go. Long range fishing. We went the extra 30 yards, 2 bites straight away. So most of the day about 100 yards, we've gone that bit extra, 2 bites. We'll put him back and we get Marc's one out. There we go, lovely low double from the horizon.
Lovely.
All good stuff, mate.
All good stuff.
Well done.
Yep.